Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I am your guy Hector, and like always, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. Check the intro. We be right back.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Oh, good morning, Yankees universe. Like I said, welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I'm your guy Hector, joined always by my guy TC Stills. All you Yankee fans out there, wake up and get your coffee. TC, how you feeling?
Feeling good. Got my coffee, and looks like you got yours. I'm doing good.
Yes,
Everything's
sir.
good here. Let's see what we do when we go to LA. You guys are in my backyard now.
I was just gonna ask you, are you going to take the 4 to 5 hour road trip to Los Angeles to go see the Yankees versus the Dodgers, TC?
Yeah, with the traffic, it usually is, but no, I'm only I think I'm only about an hour and a half away from Dodger Stadium. So
okay, that's not that bad.
I don't know if I get convinced to go. I don't know. It's rough over there, so I don't know. Maybe I might make the trek.
I gotta ask you a question, right? Because this is just something that I've seen like online banner and stuff like that. But the difference between getting directions from someone who's a New Yorker and getting directions from somebody who is from California. Now, on the East Coast, when we say TC, I'm going to drive upstate New York, I'm going to take 95 up. And LA, how do they give directions when it comes to the highway and stuff like that?
What freeway? You're going to take 100 different ones to get to get where you got to go. No, you'll say, take the 5 freeway up north, get off, take the 101, take the 110. It's from where I'm at to LA, you're gonna hit a couple of freeways and about 5 different traffic jams. And,
is the traffic really that bad, or is it over exaggerated when it comes to the traffic on the West Coast?
No, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah, the LA traffic is a joke. I think the 405 freeway is considered the worst freeway in I think United States as far as traffic goes, but even where I'm at, I'm in like the suburbs, and we got tons of traffic. So,
oh god,
it's overpopulated, but you got to live with it.
You convinced me with that. I'm good when it comes to the traffic. Let's do a little bit of the roll call before we continue. We got unpopular opinions in the building. My guy Pop, how you doing? Anthony Medina, my brother. Hope all is well. Again, like always, hope your pops is good. Wishing all the best prayers for your family, all the good energy in the air for Medina and his family. We got another family member, our friend Enzo Cardona. Lorenzo, what it do?
Yeah, I think he's going to the game.
Mario, what it do, my guy? Lorenzo, you going to the game? Let me see. Oh, I forgot he lives in California. He said everything off the 405.
Yeah, pick me up, Lorenzo.
Traffic is horrible. Yeah, Enzo, make sure you go pick up TC Stills. Anthony Garcia is in the building. Anthony, what it do, my guy? Mr. Steve Schumann is in the building. Steve, how you doing? Jonathan is in the building. Our guy. KC Fun Time, what it do? Salute, 3 capital S's. Yo, it's my brother Phil. That's Phil Porto right there.
Oh, happy belated birthday, Phil.
Happy belated birthday to our friend, Mr. Phil Porto. And of course, L.I. Yankee King, the top troll in all of the Yankees universe. Jacob Petruzzi is in the building. My guy, salute. Happy Friday. The Yankees, we got a game today. It's very weird when the Yankees don't play. I'm very restless right? It puts me in a bad place. I'm very moody. I'm very grumpy when I don't have the Yankees playing. But thank God that the Yankees are playing later on today in LA versus the Dodgers. A nice historic matchup between two historic franchises. I appreciate
good
the
memories.
storylines that come when you have the Yankees and the Dodgers face each other. But ultimately, I'm happy because we have Yankees baseball. What's your thoughts on that, TC?
Yeah, this is a good rivalry that people forget about. I mean, this goes way back to the 70s and the early 80s. I mean, these teams were battling back and forth, and they're actually the powerhouse teams. Got the Dodgers on the west, Yankees on the east, and it's just the battle of the giants just to see who comes on top. And it's going to be a packed stadium each and every game, and it's gonna. Oh man, is it going to be good?
You talk about the 70s and 80s, but we got to go back further than that. One of the
that's right, 50s and 60s. Yes,
sports is the Jackie Robinson still in home plate against the Yankees.
They played a lot. Yes.
To the day that he passed away, God bless his soul, kept saying that Jackie Robinson was out.
You're right about that. If my dad's in the chat, he'll tell you all about the 50s and 60s.
Yeah. And when you look at it, right, and I'm not sure how some Met fans may feel about this, but the Dodgers should have never left New York, right? That's just my one argument. They should have never left Brooklyn. If you guys know the lore that happened, the owner of the Dodgers wanted to build a new stadium that wasn't in Flatbush, Brooklyn. He wanted to move it down towards downtown Brooklyn, closer to the Brooklyn Bridge. So he wanted to build a stadium where the Barclays is at right now. The city said no at the moment. They said, no, we're going to use that entire area to build affordable housing for members of New York City. The Dodgers left. They got their state. You know what's crazy? This is the crazy part about it. They left because they couldn't build their stadium in that area because they wanted to build affordable housing in downtown Brooklyn. They never did that. But when the Dodgers moved to LA, the stadium, the area that the stadium was built on, was literally in a community where they kicked everybody out so they could tear down their houses in order to build Dodger Stadium. That's the crazy thing about it. It's because renting laws in New York City and renting laws in California and Los Angeles is 100 times different. In New York City, we go with yearly leases when we come to renting an apartment. In California, specifically LA, you go on a month-by-month basis with your lease. So TC, if you're living in LA right now, right? If you're renting an apartment in a nice apartment building, if I was to come and buy the apartment building, I'm the new owner, you got a notice on your door. You got to move out at the end of the month because I'm raising the rent and I'm kicking you out. So that's how it was. Crazy. Fun fact for you on this June 2nd for everybody out there.
Wow, you studied up, huh? How do you know all that stuff?
You know, big social studies kid growing up, right? Again, I told you it's the autism. It helps me out. 19 Con Man is in the building. 19 Con Man, what it do? Uncle Tats and the Pinstripe Chronicles is in the building. Hey, yo, Jerry, how you doing?
There he
JC, what it do? Jerry Cadill is in the building. Yankee Kyle is in the building. How you doing, Yankee Kyle?
My guy.
Appreciate all the new subscribers to the channel. We are sitting at 614 subs, on our way to 1,000. If you're watching this for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. Also, we got 23 people in the building. If you can, please smack that like button for the boys.
Yes.
Casey says, can happen with rent control. Well, it does still happen with rent control. New York City has about 600 rent control apartments open that they're not renting on purpose. But anywho, over to the Yankees news. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's switch it up a little bit because Oswald Cabrera was sent down. Frenchie Cordero was sent down. Matt Crook was sent down as well. But when you look it up, that just means we have the reinforcements, and the reinforcements are here. We got Giancarlo Stanton coming back today. Josh Donaldson is coming back today. And also Anthony Rizzo would be in the lineup. We'll get to the Anthony Rizzo talk conversation in a little bit, right? But when you talk about Stanton and Donaldson, will they spark the offense? Will they spark the lineup? What's your thoughts on that, TC?
Yeah, it's it's a toss up with what I see will happen because with this team that they have now, they have a little more athleticism, some speed. Yes, we have some lesser at bat hitters in the lineup, but they're coming at it a different way. With Stanton and Donaldson, it's strikeout or nothing, and they're slow. So we give up a lot of athleticism on the bases, but they are a threat to hit that occasional home run. So I think it'll give Judge a little more protection, give Rizzo some protection. They lengthen the lineup, and these guys are big hitters. They're known for their power. Donaldson not so much this year, and last year he fell off. But Stanton in the lineup will definitely draw some more attention to this team. And, this is perfect. In LA, the spotlight's on him. He loves hitting in LA. He crushes the ball. So I think overall, I think this will spark the team a little bit. Yeah.
When you look at Giancarlo Stanton's splits when it comes to facing different major league teams, while facing the Mets and Citi Field, that stadium, he has the most home runs in his career when it comes to an opposing an opposing stadium. But when you look at the Dodgers, that's his highest batting average when it comes to opposing teams and opposing stadiums. So from his days where he was with the Marlins. I want to see how he looks because we all know Giancarlo Stanton, he can either carry you for 2 weeks or he can look god awful for 2 weeks, right? Yeah. So let's see what happens with Giancarlo Stanton. Will it take him some time? Most likely it will. But when it comes down to it, I'm pretty excited for this matchup in LA. Like you said, it's the history that comes with it. It's the storylines. But on top of it, we got two guys that's been MIA since the first month of baseball, right? When you look at both Donaldson and Giancarlo Stanton, will they necessarily spark the lineup? I don't think spark the lineup because I think the offense has been clicking over the past several weeks. But what it does is it moves guys down in the lineup, which strengthens the bottom half of the lineup.
Lengthens it, yeah.
It lengthens it and it strengthens it at the same time. Now you don't have to worry about Willie Calhoun having to be a 3-hole hitter. You can move him back down in the lineup. You don't got to worry about DJ LeMahieu having to be a cleanup hitter because you could just move him down in the lineup, right? So now it takes pressure off of DJ, off of Willie Calhoun, off of Jake Bowers, who aren't used to being the middle of the lineup guys. It lets you move them down in the lineup, take that pressure off of them, and let's see what happens when it comes to it. MLB on Fox, the tweet they put out, the Yankees had more wins in the month of May than any other major league team and expect 2 key pieces to return within the coming days. That's a great stat right there because I didn't even realize that in the month of May, the Yankees had the best record in all of baseball. Brian Hoach on Twitter as well says Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson, and Tommy Kahnle are back with the Bombers just in time for the Dodgers series. Plus, what's next for Oswald Cabrera?
I don't know.
That's what I want to ask you next. When it comes to Oswald Cabrera, what's your thoughts of him?
Yeah, well, I've been calling for this for a while because he's obviously
appreciate you, Yankee Cow, my guy. Kyle. Appreciate you, Yankee Cow. Ezekiel Barrinos is in the building. Right. Fag pole outside the Barclays Center was used at Ebbets Field. Oh, great fun fact right there. Ezekiel had no idea. But go ahead, TC. I apologize for that.
Yeah, so we've been calling for this for a while. He's been struggling at the plate. He's below 200. You can't have all these hitters in the lineup at under 200, and he has options in the minors, and he's just our utility guy. He's not. You can tell he's not a everyday player, but back down in AAA, he's going to get his confidence back. He's going to work with Shelly Duncan. They're going to give him the special sauce,
give him special broccoli.
Yeah, special broccoli and protein shakes and creatine and the mixtures.
Popeye spinach.
so he'll get the Peraza treatment because Peraza's tearing it up, and he'll fit right in. He'll gain that confidence back, and I think we'll see him. I don't know the way the Yankees get injured. He'll probably be back next week, but I think give him 3 weeks to a month, and Yankees will probably bring him back up. But again. You gotta give Peraza a shot over Cabrera. Cabrera's had his chance, and now that's the guy. That's the guy I want to see.
Yeah, we'll get into Peraza as well. And
Yeah.
also, just so you guys know, it is Open Panel Friday. We will be having the open panel. We're just going to do it a little differently than normally, just because we have a lot of people that come up on the open panel. So we want to keep it to about like 4 to 5 people coming up. That way we can control the conversation better and more people will be able to interact. So we'll be switching people in and out of the open panel as it's going on, right? But we got to talk about Anthony Rizzo, right? Because yes, it's happy that we're happy Josh Donaldson's back. Well, I wouldn't say happy Josh Donaldson's back, but we're content with Josh Donaldson being back. We're happy that Giancarlo Stanton being back. But this is a head scratcher right here, because we had a situation versus Seattle where we could have pinch hit Anthony Rizzo, but we went with Franchi Cordero instead. And Aaron Boone said he could have pinch hit in an emergency situation. So you're leading to tell us that there's an injury that's coming. He's probably going to go on the IL. From not pinch hitting him on Wednesday to putting him in the starting lineup on Friday, it makes you scratch your head. Yankee Muse from Twitter said, remember when Anthony Rizzo was fine on Sunday and would start on Monday, which turned to being on the bench on Tuesday and possibly starting on Wednesday to being available tonight to starting on Friday? Why does the team lie to us? I'm going to ask you, TC, why do you think this team lies to us?
Man, that's a great question. I don't know. They do it often. They tell us one thing, it's minor, and then the guy's on a 60-day IL. I mean, if you're gonna rest the guy and say he's ready for emergency situations, what was more emergency than bases loaded in the 10th inning? I mean, that it's one at bat. You're not putting him in the field. I mean, give the guy an at bat. If he's starting today, then that doesn't make any sense that he didn't pinch hit. But if he's out and he doesn't start today and they're hiding something else, then why did you not put him on the IL earlier? Just quit trying to, sweet talk us. It's, everything's going to be fine. That's all they want to do with us, because they know we know baseball better than them. And we just scream at the rooftops about do this, do that, do that. And they don't want to hear it. They don't. We're the most educated fans out there, the best fans, most educated, and they can't take it, because every time we call for something, it seems 2 weeks later they end up doing it because they're watching us. They're watching us, Hector. They're watching Pete. They're watching Derek. They're watching all of us. Pinstripes. They are, and they are listening, and they can't take it, and they just want to sugarcoat everything and everything's okay. I'm tired of it. I don't know, Hector. Why do they do it?
First of all, I gotta say thank you for the compliment, because you made me feel smart for a second saying that people listen to us, right? But when it comes down to it, I think that the front office, they keep their ears to the ground, right? They listen to sports radio, they check Twitter. You see referees and umpires having burner accounts and stuff like that. So
that's right.
People hey, shut up! I'm working here. All right, I'm working. Shut your mouth. Sorry about that. Just the noise outside. But no, I think that the front office, they keep their ears to the streets, right? They listen to sports radio, they check Twitter, they check social media, they listen to the podcast and stuff. So, like you said, the front office wants it to be known that they're smarter than the fans. They don't want to admit sometimes they get it wrong, or sometimes the fans have a better idea. Listen, while I'm listening to other Yankees content creators, I always credit everybody. If I hear a good tape from my guy Derek from NYY Recap, I give him the credit before I even say it. If I hear a good take from my brother Pete Seminetti from NYY News TV, I'll give him the credit before I even say it. If I hear a good take from my guy Ryan from Fireside Yankees, I'm going to give him credit before I say it. And the same thing for every other Yankee content creator out there.
Yes, sir.
Just like Jason from 161 River Ave, just like Enzo as well. There's a lot of good Yankee content creators that are out there, and they all have valid opinions. I just feel that the front office and people on mainstream outlets like ESPN, WFAN, stuff like that, it's just the legacy component that's attached to them, and they just want to be known as the voice of reason instead of giving credit to those that are on the come up and are on the rise. Listen, you can always give everybody credit. Yeah, if you hear something out there, give credit. We all got the real talk, right? Jason Lang is in the building. Jason, how you doing? If you guys can't, we got 33 people in the building right now. Smack that like button as we continue the conversation. But ultimately, I'm happy that Anthony Rizzo is back. It makes our lineup better. It makes our offense better. You can have him hitting behind Aaron Judge. It gives Aaron Judge better protection. Having Giancarlo Stanton in the cleanup spot, it gives Anthony Rizzo protection. But this is what I want to see. What are they going to do with DJ LeMahieu? Because he's been the cleanup hitter. He hasn't been in the leadoff spot. Gleyber Torres, the numbers speak for themselves. He's hitting over 340 as the leadoff hitter for the Yankees. What are they going to do with LeMahieu? I've been calling it for years that I want to see DJ LeMahieu be the 5-hole hitter behind Giancarlo Stanton to give Giancarlo Stanton that protection. Because if you have Stanton and then you have Donaldson, it's either feast or famine. You're waiting for a home run. But if you have DJ LeMahieu in the middle of them, it splits that up, right? Instead of home run, you got home run, contact, home run. So what do you think the Yankees are going to do when it comes to the lineup?
Well, I think they're going to stick with Gleyber at leadoff. The stats that you brought up the other day speak for themselves. You got Judge batting second, Rizzo third, Stanton fourth. I like LeMahieu fifth, and then Donaldson sixth, and then so forth. Whoever they haven't left, if it's Calhoun or Bowers or IKF batting seventh, and then you have you also have Volpe in there, so maybe Volpe's seventh, and they move IKF down. But I'm going to think that they're going to put Volpe ninth. And probably IKF seventh, and then Trevino will be eighth, Volpe ninth. That's just my opinion on the lineup.
Yes. Shout out to our friend Mr. D-Rod in the building.
Yeah.
D-Rod, salute. Also, guys, September 23rd, NYY News TV is taking over Yankee Stadium. Make sure you get your ticket so you could be in the building. It is going to be a movie yet again. And also, I got to keep stuff on the hush-hush, right? Because Pete and Jigga, they may beat me up for saying a little bit things, but we got surprises for you guys. There will be some giveaways. There will be some video going on. So make sure you guys get your ticket. You're not going to want to miss out. September 23rd, NYY News TV taking over Yankee Stadium Part 2 in 2023. Be there or be squared. How you doing? But let's switch things up a little bit. You know, we talked about Stanton, we talked about Donaldson, Rizzo, but we got to talk about somebody that is killing it right now in AAA. He had another home run last night. While I was literally doing my graphics for the show today, he hit a home run last night in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. Oswald Peraza, he is crushing the ball right now. If you look at Oswald Peraza, he has now 7 home runs in his last 8 games. He is batting a scorching .351. He has an OPS of 1.091 and 35 AAA games this season. And when you expand that a bit further, shout out to my guys from Fireside Yankees, Oswald Peraza now has 24 home runs in his last 76 games at AAA. Following his 10th blast of the season last night, that's a 47 home run pace over 150 games. And with 28 stolen bases in that time span, he could have a 30-30 stretch if he continues to play at the AAA level. What are we doing with RZ Peraza?
Wow, this guy has done everything he needs to do to get up here in this and make the major league team. It's sad. It's sad because he's being blocked. He's blocked by Donaldson. He's blocked by Gleyber. I mean, even IKF. It's too bad. It's the makeup of this team. It's the roster construction has kind of blocked this guy.
I'm sorry, I apologize, but Anthony Medina just put it in the chat. His pops should be going today. Yes,
great news.
Yes, great news, Medina.
Yes,
energy and prayers for your father. Also, guys, put the prayers chat in the emoji. Put the prayer emoji in the chat for our friend Anthony Medina and for his father as well. Great news right there, Medina. Hope all is well with your pops, bro. But go ahead, Peraza. Go ahead.
Best news to hear.
I said go ahead, Peraza. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I wish I was Peraza. Shoot, man, that talent. But no, I mean, we don't even need him to hit home runs. He has great defense, and he's hitting what is he hitting? 340.
351.
Wow, is he 350? Wow. But I mean, the guy, it's just too bad. They went with Volpe, and he lost his opportunity last year. He made the postseason roster, but out of spring training, he just was struggling. They went with Volpe, and it's just too bad because the kid. I mean, I feel bad for him because there's nothing else he can do. I mean, I don't know. Are they going to trade him? If they don't trade Glaber, I mean, Peraza has got to be on the list for the best trade guy that the Yankees have, and I don't want to see him on another team. I honestly want to see Donaldson get 2 to 3 weeks. That's it, and that's it.
The most.
He's got to be here. He's the future. He can play third, short, second. I'd like him at short and move Volpe, but the Yankees won't do that. But he could play third. We got to see him. We got to see him.
And that's a conversation that us Yankee fans and the Yankees front office should be having. When it comes to Anthony Volpe, we love the kid. This is not an indictment on Anthony Volpe. This is not us saying we give up on Anthony Volpe at all. But no. Peraza is clearly the better shortstop. Anthony Volpe's arm strength literally works better at second base instead of shortstop. Can Volpe field at the position? He can absolutely field at that position. He just doesn't have the arm strength or the arm accuracy to actually make the throws on a consistent basis. You got to give a lot of credit to Anthony Rizzo, because if you didn't have that platinum glove at first base, there would have been a lot of errors at coming from the shortstop this season. So, like I said, this is not us giving up on Anthony Volpe. This is not us having a blame Anthony Volpe type of parade. Not at all. I think Anthony Volpe will play better at second base, and maybe some of that pressure will get off of his shoulder, and he'll be able to hit better at the major league level. But Oswald Peraza clearly is the better shortstop. And when it comes to that bat, how can you say that bat doesn't play at the major league level? Like we said, 351 batting average, 10 home runs on the season. He's played 35 games at AAA this year. He has stolen bases as well. He has speed as well. Bring him up. Give Josh Donaldson, like I said, I know the front office, they just don't want to cut bait with Josh Donaldson because of the money that's attached to him. Cool, copy. I know probably in their gut, they probably want Josh Donaldson to stub a toe or sprain his foot or something like that in order to keep him on the IL, so they don't got to pay him his money, and New York life insurance, will pick up the rest of it, right? Honestly. But give Donaldson 2 to 3 weeks, 3 weeks at the most, to see if he has anything. If not, release him, and Peraza needs to be the third baseman going forward.
Yeah. What else we forgot to bring up was Peraza in 100 at-bats, he's only struck out 16 times. Which is very good. We need a guy like that. He has speed, put the ball in play. We have too many strikeout hitters in our lineup. This guy is he's a shining star in that lineup when it comes to not striking out. We need that. We need that.
And like KC said, you got to love it, because now it's putting the pressure on Cashman to actually make a move and to actually make things happen. Because if Oswald Peraza, he was hitting below 300, if he was hitting below 250, if he was hitting 250, there wouldn't be that much urgency to get rid of Josh Donaldson to bring Peraza up. But the fact that he is hitting 351 with double-digit home runs, it puts the pressure on Brian Cashman and the front office to make a decision on Josh Donaldson. And if you're Josh Donaldson, you've been going back and forth between Scranton and Somerset. You know the pressure is coming. If you're Josh Donaldson, you feel it. You hear the Yankee fans saying you should be released. You read Twitter. You listen to sports radio. You look at the back of the newspaper. So if anyone knows that his job is on the line, it's definitely Josh Donaldson. Knowing that this young kid is hitting 351 at Scranton, Josh Donaldson knows that his job is on the line. And so with
he's already seen Hicks.
Josh Donaldson, he already seen Hicks got let go.
Yep.
If you're Josh Donaldson, that's in the back of your mind.
Oh yeah, the Yankees don't want to look stupid, because this is like a marketing thing for them. Volpe is like the golden child shortstop. a la Jeter, this face of the franchise, and they don't see Peraza as this guy. But hey, you know what? This is baseball, and you should put the best people in the right positions and stop trying to manipulate all these guys around. And they're gonna have egg on their face because they gave up all these possibilities in the offseason to get these shortstops. And now with Volpe, he's struggling. We're not giving up on him, but it's not looking too good with their decisions, especially with Peraza doing what he's doing, and he's not even on the team.
Yeah. And also, when you look at, and KC Funtime, you guys are just some smart bastards. I swear to God. But KC said, man, he took the demotion well and is proving the Yankees made a mistake. And that's an absolute fact right there. We all talked about Oswald Peraza's confidence with the Yankees sitting him, not playing him, sending him down, bringing him up, sending him down. Will it affect his confidence? Will it hurt him? And he has taken it with a shot on the chin, and he has kept going with it. And he has been playing with a chip on his shoulder. When it comes to Peraza and his confidence, what do you make of it, especially this comment left by KC?
No, he's already showing that he's a professional player. And he's not a complainer. He didn't take the demotion like, oh, well, I should be here. Like the attitude, like, pompous or cocky. He took it like a champ, and he's proving himself. He's proving that I belong in the major leagues. If it's not with the Yankees, it's going to be with somebody else. And God forbid he goes, latches on with another team and burns us. I don't want to see that. But even Hal keeps saying he's the future. Him, Volpe, he's mentioned Cabrera. He's mentioned a couple other guys. What is going on? What's the holdup? You got to cut bait with these old washed up guys. The future is now. Come on.
Booger Brain said, Hector, I haven't stubbed my toe in weeks. What's going on? I don't know, Booger Brain. I don't know. You got to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make that happen. But I see another one. And of course, we love L.I. Yankee King and his 50 million trade scenarios he goes through. But listen, L.I.,
here we go.
As much as I want to get rid of Josh Donaldson, right? If I'm playing MLB The Show, I'm making this trade in a heartbeat. ASAP, I'm making that trade.
He put Chaparro in there.
Reality, right? I know he put Chaparro. It's crazy. In reality, when it comes to Josh Donaldson, the Detroit Tigers, they're looking at the MLB draft for next year. They're not in any way trying to compete for a playoff spot. They're rebuilding right now. So I don't see them taking Josh Donaldson and his $25 million that's left on his deal for this season and paying him to play third base when they could just play one of their young kids at that position and see if they develop and see what happens when it comes to their win-loss record when it comes to the draft for next year, right? So, like I said, if this was a video game, I will make that move. But in reality, I do not see the Detroit Tigers trading for a player like Josh Donaldson and playing him over a young kid who could develop into something at third base.
No, the Yankees would have to eat some of the money. They'd have to pay most of his contract to get rid of him.
And what are they going to give us back? A vending machine that the soda button probably don't work when you hit Pepsi? Come on.
Worthless. We got enough guys in our system. We don't need their trash.
Yeah, basically. If John like unpopular opinion said, my guy Unpop said, teams will wait to the Yankees DFA Josh Donaldson before anyone trades for him. And that's an absolute fact. Look what happened with Aaron Hicks. And shout out to my guy Jason from 161 River Ave, because we were all killing Aaron Hicks. And Jason was the one who said it in the chat. As soon as Aaron Hicks is let go from the Yankees, somebody will pick him up. And we thought, somebody's going to pick up Aaron Hicks ASAP. He was picked up a couple of days later after the Yankees released him.
They had an injury. Cedric Mullins went down, so that's why they
still picked him up. They still picked him up, And Gary Sanchez, he has 2 home runs with the San Diego Padres. Yeah. Can you believe that?
Good for
Gary Sanchez wearing number 99 to honor Manuel
that I don't like.
Ramirez.
No 99. That's What happened to 24? Is someone wearing 24 over there?
Well,
So
I think 99 is the whole, he wants to be unique over there. And Manny never
he
played
wants to
for
be
the
judged.
Padres. I don't know why. I don't get the connection here. Shout out to my guy Julian from Dugout Station.
All right.
What it do, my guy? Make sure you go follow my guy Julian and Sandy over there at Dugout Station. We got some things down the pipeline working with Julian and Sandy, so stay tuned because you'll see them over here on this channel. We got some good stuff in the works. But let's switch over to our last topic before we start the open panel, because we got some trade rumors going on. And Yankee fans, I'm not sure how you guys feel about this. I'm not sure how you feel about it, TC. But according to the rumors, the Yankees are a top favorite landing spot for pitcher Marcus Stroman. You got Cody Bellinger over there as well. Shout out to my brother Pete Seminetti, who released a video on Cody Bellinger on why the Yankees should trade for Cody Big Bop. He could play first base. He could play left field as well. When it comes to Cody Bellinger, if we can get a healthy Cody Bellinger, I'll take that 10 days out the week. I know there's only 7 days in a week, but for me, there's 10 days. What's your thoughts, TC?
Yeah, the Marcus Stroman idea is good. It just depends on who we have to give up. I'm not giving up, any top prospects for, a rental here with Marcus Stroman, but wow, he would fit right in. And until we get Rodon and, maybe Montas, if he ever shows up, but Stroman would be perfect for this staff. But it all depends, what we have to give up with Bellinger. He's still hurt. And, it's red flags because we're continually getting hurt guys on this team. We got Bader's already down, a couple times, and yes, he would make a great, addition to left or center and first base, but and the lefty bat, it does interest me, but being injured and it all depends on what we have to give up. If we can give up low level talent, some single A guys, double A, I'm all for it. But if I'm giving up, Torres or Chaparro or Peraza, no, forget it. No way.
Yeah, it's gonna take you some. It's gonna take you some type of prospects to get Marcus Stroman because the pitching market is very thin right now. So this is it's not a buyer's market; it's a seller's market, right? So it favors the Chicago Cubs more than it favors the New York Yankees.
Right.
When it comes down to it, Marcus Stroman, he pitched a one-hitter complete game. Hold on 1 second.
Aaron Boone circling
because for some reason every diesel truck that's in New York City wants to drive by my house this morning. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to Marcus Stroman, he did pitch a one hit complete game against the Tampa Bay Rays. When it comes to Marcus Stroman, he has a career ERA of under 3.20 against Tampa Bay. So when we're looking for Marcus Stroman, not only will he add to our starting rotation, but he would also give us a pitcher that has success against the team we're chasing for number one in our division. I know a lot of Yankee fans out there may not be a fan of Marcus Stroman. I'm a big fan of Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman grew up a Yankee fan. When he was traded to the Mets from the Blue Jays, you saw how frustrated Marcus Stroman was because he wanted to get traded to the Yankees. The good thing about Marcus Stroman for me, right, and this is the one thing that I think is what a lot of people aren't talking about. Marcus Stroman, he's a ground ball pitcher who this year is averaging 7.6 strikeouts per game. In Yankee Stadium, a ground ball pitcher works wonders. We don't got to worry about him being susceptible to the home run ball because he's not a fly ball pitcher like Sonny Gray was a fly ball pitcher. He's not a fly ball pitcher like J.A. Happ was a fly ball pitcher. He is a ground ball pitcher like Ching-Ming Wong was a ground ball pitcher. And he's a big game pitcher. And I like his numbers against the Rays. And he's had success in the AL East before.
Yeah. No, he would be a perfect addition. And he's even been compared to Randy Vasquez. They have the similar I know Pete had made that comparison, but
Pete and
definitely
Dane,
we need another guy. I mean, can you imagine that with Cole, Rodon when he gets back, Sevy, and now Marcus Stroman? Ooh,
and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of the fact that he talks a lot of shit. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan that he talks a lot of mierda out there while he's on the mound.
Guys like that.
And I think having Carlos Rodon, who already has that fiery attitude, and Marcus Stroman, who talks a lot of ish out there, I think that's the perfect combination. And I think that will help Garrett Cole get in his bag having two other starting pitchers that are that fiery, that have that much temperament to them.
Yeah, as I don't trust Nestor going forward with this only going 4 to 5 innings. It's really starting to bring up some red flags. And wow, to add Stroman and maybe move Nestor to the bullpen or be like kind of like an opener type guy. Maybe that's what he's more, he's better at, maybe. But
you get the most out of him. Like if you can have Nestor Cortez giving you 5 innings, bringing a reliever, or have a reliever started and then bring in Nestor Cortez who switches things up. I think that's the best you can get out of Nestor Cortez. If you have a starting rotation of Garrett Cole number 1, Carlos Rodon number 2, Luis Severino number 3, and Marcus Stroman number 4. And Marcus Stroman has an ERA of 2.50 with Nestor Cortez as the 5th starter, with Frankie Montas, who my friend Julian reported is starting a throwing program already.
That's right.
Frankie Montas, he's on his way back. He is scheduled to be back sooner rather than later when it comes to Frankie Montas. And I know a lot of people were clowning me when I brought up Frankie Montas possibly pitching important innings for the Yankees in September, but he has started a throwing program already, and he is making his way back. So watch out, because we have a lot of reinforcements on the way, and that's why I said it on the last show. This year is the Yankees' year. With the way that I think the way that the season started, bro, and let me know if I'm off base with this, right? Let me pause this video real quick. I think with the Rays going out to that big of a lead, it allowed the Yankees to evaluate who they actually have on the roster, right? And with players coming back like Tommy Kahnle to strengthen that bullpen, Ian Hamilton, he's going to strengthen that bullpen. Jonathan Loaizaga, when he eventually comes back, will strengthen the bullpen. Our bullpen is going to be so much stronger this year than it was last year. And we haven't even seen Matt Crook pitch up here at the major league level. And he is having the best season out of any reliever down there at AAA. So when it comes to who we have already and what we have on coming back, we also have Luis Hill coming back. You guys remember Luis Hill and his 100-mile-per-hour fastball? We have him coming back who we could put in that bullpen. So our bullpen is going to have so much reinforcements coming back, and it's going to be so much stronger. Sorry, my headphone fell. So you're
right, and we can never.
You can talk.
We can never have enough pitching. That's key to the season. We have to have. We always ended up getting these retreads and these guys that just fill in. And I know Schmidt and Herman have done an okay job, and some of the bullpen pieces we brought up, are keeping us afloat. But yeah, we're not at full strength. And when we get these guys coming back, Hamilton and Loaizaga and Kahnle was back, it's only going to make this team so solid and very strong down the stretch. And I can't wait. And the offense is going to get clicking again. And hopefully it's again, like it's a reverse of last year. We started off hot and cooled off. This year we started off cold, and now going into the, dog days of summer, let's get hot. Let's get our guys back, and let's take over the lead here. I mean, we're coming after you, Tampa Bay. You guys are holding,
we're coming,
holding our spot. We're going to take it back.
And we haven't even got to Cody Bellinger like that, right? So let's take a second to talk about Cody Bellinger. When him and Aaron Judge, when they were first coming up, the whole conversation of who is a better player, Cody Bellinger or Aaron Judge, who's going to be the face of baseball going forward in the future. Obviously, Aaron Judge won that competition by a long mile, but Cody Bellinger, it's not because Cody Bellinger didn't have the potential to be that player. It's just injuries. He was just a factor of just injuries happening and popping up at the wrong time. But if we can get a healthy Cody Bellinger, he is batting .270 right now. I think he has 7 or 8 home runs. He has double digits when it comes to RBIs. He is not a strikeout guy at the same time. He puts the ball in play. So when it comes to contact, that's a contact hitter when it comes to Cody Bellinger. When you look at potential left field options for the Yankees when it comes to the trade market, my guy Yankees Guy 93 on Twitter, potential left field options for the Yankees could be Luis Roberts from the Chicago White Sox, Seth Brown, who is a left-handed hitter, Hunter Refno, who is a right-handed hitter, Jake Frawley, who is a left-handed hitter, Alec Berlins, who is a left-handed hitter, Cody Bellinger, Jock Peterson, Michael Conforto, or Randall Gritchett. If you ask me, out of that list, who do I want? It's going to be Cody Bellinger. What's your thoughts on that, TC, when it comes to potential left field options for the Yankees?
Yeah, I mean, if we get just looking at Cody Bellinger, he had 2017 through 19, he was probably one of the best players in baseball. He was. I mean, he put up some big numbers. 2019 had 47 home runs, 115 RBIs, and he batted .305. I mean, if I can get that Bellinger, I'll do that all day. And if he can stay healthy, I mean, him in that lineup behind Stanton, wow. I mean, with that short porch, even filling in at first here and there.
I appreciate you, Uncle Tats. Call the borough president and get the street shut down. I appreciate you, Uncle Tats. When it comes to Fraley, and I know Jake put my guy Unpop Opinion put it out there. He says he likes Jake. Jake is the better option. The reason why I like Cody Bellinger more is because he's a left-handed hitter. And in Yankee Stadium, in this lineup, we need as many lefties as possible. I've said it so many times before. The Yankees haven't won a World Series with only one left-handed hitter in the lineup. We need at least minimum 3 lefties in that lineup, right? Having Cody Bellinger, having Anthony Rizzo.
Though. Fraley's left-handed. Yeah, I think they put that up wrong. Oh, no, it says left-handed. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I take that back. Jake Fraley may be an option, but I do like Cody Bellinger just because he has proven it in the past that he does have that star potential.
His resume speaks for himself. Yes.
Yeah, I read it wrong. I saw the R in front of his name. Yeah, so I'll take Cody over Jake though.
Yeah, I love it, but
in my humble opinion,
what it's going to cost us.
And that's what it is. And Jake may cost you more than Cody Bellinger. When it comes to Cody Bellinger, he's attached to money. About 18, 19 million this season he's making. Now, the question is, when it comes to Stroman and Bellinger, do they want to go over the luxury tax like TC just say? Are they going to open up the vault and go over the luxury tax? If you listen to Hal Steinbrenner, now, before Hal Steinbrenner went on that podcast with those guys over there, I would have said no. I don't think the Yankees will open up their wallets to spend money, to add more payroll than what they have. But listening to Hal Steinbrenner, right, having a conversation on that podcast, it gives me hope that he's willing to spend money. He said if his baseball guys tell him that this move makes sense, he is going to make the move and open up the wallet and add that payroll. So I have more confidence now than I did at the beginning of the season if Hal Steinbrenner was going to add more money to the payroll. I'm definitely a lot more confident now than I was early on. What's your thoughts, TC?
Yeah, no, you nailed it exactly. A month ago, I would have said no way, because they're out of it. They were 10 games out. They looked lifeless. It just looked like a team that was giving up. But now, since we've seen the resurgence of Judge and some of these other guys, the lineup, we're getting healthy. We're only 6 games out. With all these injuries, we're showing life. Like you said, this is our year. I'm going for it. And Hal should see the same thing. Say, if this can put us over the top, if we can have this kind of Cody Bellinger from 2-3 years ago, I'm doing this all day long.
Yeah, 100%. And I see L.I. Yankee King with his trade, Stanton and LeMahieu in the chat. Always got to love L.I. Yankee King. But Uncle Tat says, L.I. Stanton will never waive his no-trade clause. He loves playing in New York and will never leave. I agree to that to an extent. I'm like 95% sold on that. The other 5% has me believing, because Jigga would be upset. The other 5%, it has me believing that the only team he would waive his no trade clause for is the Dodgers because he's from LA. That's the only team he would waive his no trade clause. But the thing is with the Dodgers, I don't think the Dodgers will make that move if they're trying to go all in for Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. I honestly believe the Dodgers are going to try to do everything they can to get a Shohei Ohtani, whether that be at the trade deadline or whether that be in free agency. Now, would there be a scenario that Ohtani goes someplace else like Seattle, and then the Dodgers are willing to trade for Giancarlo Stanton only if the Yankees eat some of his money? And one thing you got to know is starting next year, he's going to get paid $35 million.
Yeah.
The Marlins are going to pay $10 million of that. If the Yankees are willing to pay another $10 million of that as well, and if the Dodgers want to pay trade for Giancarlo Stanton, that's only $15 million they got to worry about for Giancarlo Stanton. So it all depends on what happens with Shohei and if the Yankees are willing to eat $10 million a season just to get rid of Giancarlo Stanton. But it's a lot of things that has to play in order for those scenarios to work out. But like I said, I truly believe the Dodgers are going to go all in to get Shohei Ohtani. I think he'll land with the Dodgers over the Padres, because when it comes to the Padres, there's multiple things you got to look into. One, the Padres, they emptied out all of their prospects to get Juan Soto. So I don't know if they have the prospects to pull it off. And two, when it comes to that Shohei Ohtani TV deal, the Padres don't even know who's hosting their who's hosting their games. So how are we going to make sure that Shohei Ohtani games are played in Japan? So it's a lot of things that are in play when it comes to the Padres. I don't see it happening. I see it happening more with the Dodgers than I do with the Padres. But I'm putting in the link for the open panel. I'm going to put it in the chat right there. Like always, guys, let's be respectful to one another. Let's follow YouTube and Twitter's terms of services when it comes to being on the stream. Like I said, no slurs. Don't call anybody out of their character. If someone is giving their take, allow them to finish before you jump in, because the same time will be given to you in order for you to give your take. Like I said earlier in the show, we're going to rotate it around and do something different. We'll probably, can you shut your goddamn mouth? We'll probably have about...
Wants to be on the panel.
There's a street cutoff on Broadway. That's what's going on right now. But like I said early on, we'll have about like 5 people at most come on the open panel, and we'll rotate people in and out just so we could get everyone's take on it, right? The big O is the target. Yeah, I agree, Jerry, 100%. Uncle Tats, come on, Uncle Tats. You said you were working on it, Uncle Tats. Come on. These people are driving me crazy. But no, also, guys, we got 30 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button, and please hit the subscribe button as well. I got our first person for the open panel, our friend, Mr. Unpopular Opinions. Hey, yo, Pop, how you doing?
What up, Heck? What up, TC?
What's up, baby?
Hey, how you doing, Pop?
I'm chilling. Excited for today, bro. Man. Excited for today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What, talking about the trade scenarios with Cody Bellinger and Marcus Stroman, how are you leaning for either one of those twos? What's your thoughts, Pop?
Stroman, easily Stroman. That pitching, just like TC said, you can never have too much pitching. Sevy is too inconsistent with injuries. Rodon is still proven that he can't stay healthy. So if you get Marcus Stroman, you could easily insert him into that number 2, number 3 if you need to. And then, Cole, Rodon, Sevy, Stroman in the ALCS, that's scary. Like, I don't think any team will want to face that rotation. And another thing that a lot of people haven't pointed out yet with Stroman, he's already pitched in New York, and he proved that he could do it. So that's already worth the trade on its own. You don't have to roll the dice with the guy. He can handle this. He can handle
the spotlight. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Not only handling New York, but also handling the AL East. Yep. That's another thing. He pitched with Toronto in the AL East, right? And Marcus Stroman, when you look at his career, he has been very durable in his career. He has been a very durable pitcher, not going on crazy IL stints when it comes to having Tommy John or anything like that. So we can maximize the most out of Marcus Stroman. Sign me up. I'm all here for adding Stroman to that rotation. What's your thoughts on Cody Bellinger, though, Pop? Do you have a different person in line? I know you brought up Jake Fraley. What's your thoughts on that one?
To be honest, I would love to promote from within. I think Jason Dominguez should be our left fielder when it comes down to the playoffs. I wouldn't trade for
another
offense
home run
right
yesterday.
now.
Also, he had another home run yesterday.
I really wouldn't trade. I get it. We're hoping for a lot of rookies to come up and help us. And, Cashman is not the type of guy that's going to sit there and say, all right, we're going to depend on the youth. He'd rather go the veteran route. So if we're going to go anywhere, I'd rather Cody Bellinger because he's been there, done that. But if I was running the game, I would plan for Dominguez to be your starting left fielder because he is your future. So why sit here and use the capital of your prospects to get a guy that that you're not going to keep past maybe next season? So it doesn't make sense. There's no need to trade anybody for a rental. Not now when you have so many bats in the minors.
No, I listen. When you look at Jason Dominguez, I am sold that the Yankees are trying to fast track them to the major league level because they have been playing him more in left field than in center field. When you look at his power plays, he has 8 home runs down there at AAA. I mean at AA. He has an on-base percentage that is 140 to 150 points higher than his batting average. Over the past week, he has risen his batting average by 20 points. Last week, he was at 180. He is at 205 right now. So he's risen his batting average by 25 points. And I agree with you, Pop. All it needs is he needs to have a great month of June down there at AA. By the time July comes, he should be on that express train to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. And over July and August, that's the audition. If he can handle AAA pitching, why not? Why not promote him up to the major league level and see what you have with him?
Exactly. And they need to make sure they promote him when he's hot. Don't have him sit in AAA 2, 3, 4 weeks raking and then want to bring him up and then sit there and say, well, we tried. No, if he gets up to AAA by let's just say the All-Star break, and as soon as the All-Star break ends, he's raking, just bring him up. Let's see if that translates, because at the end of the day, in the playoffs, I feel like he's a gamer, and when the pressure's on, he performs better. So if you can get him the confidence he needs so that he can take that with him, so I think he will run with it, and they need to do that. They need to start playing the hot hand and stop waiting and wasting at bats in AAA. Look at Peraza.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, I think he hit well over 400 in the playoffs for Somerset last year. He also had 3 home runs, including a game-winning home run in the playoffs. So, like you said, Pop, he's a gamer. You can tell when the pressure's on. He's a game. Look what happened in spring training. I know it's just spring training and a small sample size, but with all the pressure on him and Volpe, he outperformed Anthony Volpe at spring training. He hit well over 400. He had, I think he was leading the team with home runs before they sent him down or before they got rid of him off of the spring roster. So when it comes to Jason Dominguez, maybe he plays better with the pressure. And the thing is, even if his batting average at AAA, even if it's not something sexy, as long as his on-base percentage is what it is right now, that 150 points different between that and his batting average, I would take that, because that goes to show you that he is still taking his at-bats very seriously. He is still not going outside of the strike zone, and he's still playing discipline by taking his walks. Pop, what's your thoughts on that?
I agree with you 100%. And what's impressive is that from the right or the left side, he doesn't look overmatched. Like, yes, the results are not there, but for a switch hitter to not struggle on either side, that's impressive. That shows, the fact that he is a little bit more mature than we think. I understand the defense is probably not where you want it, but in left field with Bader there to help you, let Bader shade a little bit to left field and let Jason Dominguez worry about that line. And just all you have to do is catch the ball, just like IKF. We don't need you to make beautiful plays. Just catch it, and everything else will take care of itself. Agree.
TC, you wanted to add on something real quick before I bring up the next two?
About Dominguez, I totally agree. I mean, he's ready to come up, and they got to stop blocking these young kids. If these are the future guys, why are we getting these other people from other teams to block? We're constantly doing that, and we got to stop, because we have the future stars of the Yankees on our team now. They're there. They're in AAA. They're in AA. I mean, AA roster is an all-star team of prospects. So. Stop blocking these kids from coming up. I mean, it's happening, and they're blocking Peraza, and it's very frustrating for our fans.
No, definitely. We got two more people backstage that I'm about to bring up right now. I'm bringing you guys up in the order that you got into the queue with. So I got Jonathan and Li Yankee King. I'm going to bring up Jonathan first just because he was here before Li. Let Jonathan give his spill, and then I'll bring up Li and then Jerry afterwards because Jerry just popped into the queue right there. So go ahead, Jonathan. Jonathan,
All right.
my guy. We got a nice little different layout here. I like that.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
I'm coming from work. I'm calling from work, not from home. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was about to point out a different background. 2 months we've seen three different backgrounds from Jonathan. Jonathan, you heard the conversation when it comes to Stroman and Cody Bellinger and the different trade rumors. What's your thoughts on that, Jonathan? And if you have someone else in mind, let us know about that one.
Well, I wouldn't take Cody Bellinger because of his contract. But I actually missed the first the last basically.
Okay, well, we were talking about Marcus Stroman. The rumor has it that he is favored right now. Well, the Yankees are favored, a favorite landing spot for Marcus Stroman. He has a 2.50 ERA on the season, and when you look at starting pitchers, and in the 10 starts this year, he has allowed 2 runs or less in 9 of his starts.
Well, if we can, I guess if we can get him for a decent price, I'm not against it. It all depends on if they make the money work with his additional money on his contract.
Mm-hmm. If do you have anybody, it's not your money. Exactly. It's not none of our money. So I can spend Hal Steinbrenner's money with the best.
You know the Yankees are a very frugal team.
This year might be different. Hal's breaking the bank now.
Yeah. Listen, if it was up to me, I'll be like Oprah. You get a benzo. You get a benzo as well.
You have to remember George Steinbrenner is not here anymore.
Yeah, you're right. But do you have anyone out there, Jonathan, that you've been keying in as a potential trade for the Yankees, whether that be an offensive player or a pitcher? Do you have anybody in mind, Jonathan?
I don't. I really haven't. There was someone, but I can't remember his name. I will have to go back and check.
Okay.
But I right now this morning has been very busy.
Oh, all good. It's totally fine.
Don't get fired. Don't get fired.
It's totally fine, Jonathan. It's totally fine. What's your predictions for tonight's game versus the Dodgers before I bring up Li Yankee King?
I think the Dodgers will be very, very, very patient, and they will be very challenging in their lineup. But if they can, I think they have. Who's the starting pitcher for the Giants? For the Dodgers,
Giants, I think it's Kershaw tonight versus Luis Severino.
I think in terms of Kershaw, they need to hit him early. They need to get him out of the game early. They need to build up. They need to give him the Pedro Martinez treatment. They have to make sure he's out of the game by the 5th inning.
Okay.
And if they can hit Kershaw, I think they're in a pretty good shape, depending on how many runs their bullpen gets, because their bullpen is not in full strength, as you well know.
Solid. If you guys can, we got 28 people in the building, 28 likes right now. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button so we can get up to 30 likes on the stream right now. Before we go any further, I respected your opinion, Jonathan, as well, unpopular opinion, but I gotta bring in one of the big time heels, aka trolls in all of Yankee universe. I swear, I need to get a sound machine so I could play his entrance music every time he comes up to the panel. But it has to be like the evil empire from Star Wars. This is Li Yankee King in the building. Li, how you doing, good sir? Good morning.
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing excellent. Always a pleasure to have you on the panel, Li Yankee King. You heard the conversation.
Got a new view, huh?
It came to Marcus Stroman. Yeah, he got a little nice setup. You know, he got a little nice setup. He looked like he took a bath last night. He got a nice wash face this morning. He's looking pretty good. But no, Li, all jokes aside, I miss Baby Yoda behind you. That's first and foremost. But secondly, what's your thoughts on Marcus Stroman or Cody Bellinger? Or any of those two you trying to key in on?
I mean, you kind of talked me into Marcus Stroman with his talking shit. I am tired of the Yankees getting guys, and they're like, "Oh, buttoned up, gotta be nice to the other team." Nah, I want the Yankees talking shit. I don't give a crap that we're the Yankees. That we're this buttoned up, got to be clean faced, got to be hair all tucked up into your ass.
But well, I don't know about hair being tucked into your, that, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dick, and I said hair tucked good. I meant
it's cool.
Anyway,
you get the point.
Yeah, but no. Who are you willing to give up for Marcus Stroman, LI Yankee King? Because I know that you are somebody that you key yourself into a lot of the prospects, so you know a lot of the prospects off of the top of your head. So, do you have anyone in particular that you would trade for Marcus Stroman besides Andre Chaparro?
Probably like a Tristan Vierling and another lower prospect like Justin Lang.
Okay.
Because I'm not. Here's what the Yankees should do this deadline. If anybody calls for Peraza, hang up that phone.
ASAP.
Dominguez, hang up. Jones, hang up. Will Warren, hang up.
What about Esteban Florio?
Labor?
Flo, go help Cubs. I Ellinger. Now,
copy.
Opinions. I kind of agree with you slightly that Jason Dominguez should be the left fielder. I think this year you give him 200 bats in AAA or in AA. You let him ride out the rest of the year in AAA so he can actually get some hits and not be pitched like Barry Bonds down in AA. Because the way they're pitching him, here's the strike zone. They are going this way. They are pitching.
They're not giving him anything to hit. Yep. Yeah, so but that's what you got to like his on base percentage, because like I keep pointing out, he has a high on base percentage, and there's a huge difference between his on base percentage and his batting average, and that's something you got to like from a young hitter, because it's showing you, like you said, Eli, he is being disciplined. He is not going out of the way to help the opposing pitcher try to get him out. So he's going to take his walk. If you're going to walk him, he's going to take his walk. And like I said, he's risen his batting average by like 25 points over the past week and a half.
Yeah. I just looked at it. It's 207. His on-base percentage is 389.
Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy.
730. How do you have a 207 batting average, but your OPS is way up here?
Walks.
He almost has a 200-point difference between his batting average and his on-base percentage. If that doesn't go to show you that this young kid actually takes his at-bat serious and he's actually trying to do something out there, I don't know what else you need to see. I agree with you. But before we continue, I got Pop, I got LI Yankee King, I got 3 more people down there. I'm gonna bring up Jerry and Casey. Fun time. Jonathan, it looked like you're still there, but has lost connection. Jonathan, if you could just refresh your feed and then jump back, I could bring you back up because you were just kicked out of the stream, and it has you there. It shows no connection for your camera. So I'm just bring up Jerry Cadil right now. Hey, yo, Jerry, good morning.
Good morning. I got the cup of coffee right here.
Hey, you got the cup
brew.
of Pustel. Hey, my guy. I gotta ask you though, Jerry.
Look at the shirt. Look at the shirt.
Oh, I like the shirt too.
That's him.
It's my picture with Mickey Mantle's body.
Nice. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Jerry, I gotta ask you though, and I'm gonna ask unpopular opinion as well. When you get your coffee, what type of coffee do you drink?
My wife and I have pods, and we like the dark brew. We
any specific brand?
Actually, we buy it through Amazon, or we go
Dunkin'
to
Donuts?
Costco and purchase it.
Okay,
it's,
all right.
Pete's.
Oh, Pete's. Okay.
Pete's Coffee.
Yes.
Pete Simonetti.
Nice. Not that Pete, but another Pete. I know what Pete he's talking about though. Unpopular opinion. I gotta ask you, my guy.
What's up?
You know, being Latino, what type of coffee do you have?
Cafe Bustelo all day.
My guy, that's what I'm talking about, my guy. I got like a whole cupboard full of Cafe Bustelo.
Yeah, if I can't make it at home, I'm getting Dunkin'.
Okay, but now I'm gonna ask you: do you do the pods or do you do the colito with the side?
Yeah, my girl Dominican. You already know.
my guy. But Jerry, you was listening to the conversation We were talking about Stroman, Cody Bellinger. What's your thoughts on those two players? And if you have any other player that you were keying in, who is it? Go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, I agree with Stroman. That looks like a playoff pitching staff. Bellinger, like I said in the chat, caution, because what Bellinger are we getting? That's the thing. He strikes out a lot. We got enough strikeout kings. We need contact hitters. Give me Luis Ariz, 382 batting average. I keep pushing that. Man, but we're not going to get him. That's
one. I don't think Miami would trade him if he's healthy, and two, he got injured, so we're not even sure what his health is going to be like for the rest of the season. But I would definitely love that 380 batting average at the top of this lineup.
Do you remember when the Yankees had Chuck Knobloch, who they purchased from the Minnesota Twins?
Yeah.
How they took off with Derek Jeter on the top of the lineup? Those are the key players. Now, going back in the 60s, Bobby Richardson and Tony Kubek were the milkshake twins. Why they were milkshake twins? Because they weren't drinkers like Mickey Mantle, Whitey Ford, Yogi Berra, Hank Bauer. They were clear from that. Great setup men to bring in the power hitters, Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Yogi Berra. That's the kind of team you got to build.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a great leadoff hitter, right there, you already have a strike against you. That's why you need contact hitters up front that are going to be on base for you. Not Torres is doing a great job up front now. Actually, I'm surprised, but his batting average is doing okay. He's getting on base. He's playing second base pretty well. He does gaff up at times. His head is not in the game. He makes some miscues, but overall, he's doing a fine job. As far as Stroman, I agree with that trade, but there may be another guy, but I can't think on the Cubs that they could get.
Hold that one thought, because we're going to come around, because I know TC, he has a question for the panel. Before we get to that question, I want to bring up KC Funtime and Jonathan again, because Jonathan was trying to join the queue. Hold on, KC Funtime. Good morning, my guy. Let me just bring up Jonathan again. There you go. But KC, I want to throw it over to you, bro. When it comes to the conversation we was having about Marcus Stroman and Cody Bellinger, what's your take on it, and how are you feeling for both of those players, KC? It's on you.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, they definitely would help the team. The lineup needs a boost, so Bellinger would produce that, and he's a left-handed bat. He probably would hit very well in Yankee Stadium, but he has a lot of ups and downs. I do agree with caution, and he could strike out a lot. So if that's all they can get, go for it, because he will improve the lineup. Same with Stroman. Stroman is better than what they have. He's a proven pitcher. They need guys like that, and they picked up guys like him in the past to help their playoff run. So I agree, but I do have a couple of names. I got 3 names that.
Go ahead, KC, rip them off, baby.
I'm going to throw out there.
Throw it out there.
Outfield. I don't know if it's possible, but there's a guy on the Marlins, Brian De La Cruz. He's a stud. Stud.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can get him, but he's still young. He's putting up big numbers this year. He's going to get a lot of attention. I like Charlie Blackmon with the Rockies. He might be available, and he's a leadoff hitter.
They're going to have a fire sale.
Guy, very versatile, can play all outfield position. And then I think the other guy my dad was thinking of on the Cubs is Ian Happ. He's another good outfielder, and he might be able to be acquired. So those 3 guys, I think, would help the lineup bring more consistency in the left field position.
For me, and this is just the person I had off of the top of my head and I've been sitting with for the past couple of days, and I throw it over to TC to get his take, but this is a guy that right now he is 31 years old. He has won a World Series before with the Atlanta Braves. He hit 48 home runs with the Kansas City Royals. He's on the Miami Marlins right now. He is batting .249, 17 home runs, 34 RBIs. And I'm talking about Jorge Soler to be our left fielder for the rest of the season. When it comes to Jorge Soler, you saw what happened when he got with the Braves. And as long as Jorge Soler is healthy, he does damage. And if you were to get Jorge Soler, what would benefit him the most is you don't have to make him your cleanup hitter. You don't have to make him your fifth hitter. You can make him your sixth hitter. If you want to have him batting fifth, you can have him batting fifth, but you're not putting him at the top of the lineup. You're putting him in the middle of the lineup, which would take some pressure off of him. He could feed off of Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and the veteran leadership that they bring to the team, even though he is 31 as well. I think Jorge Soler could be that missing power piece that we need for left field. And he does play a solid defense. He's not that much. He's not a Gold Glover, but at the same time, he plays solid defense and he has a solid arm. TC, what's your thoughts on that? And I know you have a question for the open panel, so you could go right to your question after you give your take, bro.
All right, yeah. So Soler, I mean, it depends. He's a big strikeout guy. We don't need that. But if he's more of an on base
he
guy,
has an on base percentage of 333 with a 249 batting average. He's at 231 at bats. He has struck out 59 times. And yes, like Steve just put out there, he is a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, no, I mean, it depends on what we get for him. I mean, if we have to, unload some good top prospects, no, I'm not doing that. I'll wait on Jason Dominguez. But hey, anything right now is an upgrade over our left field situation. It's been probably the worst part of our team so far. But for the panel, guys, I have a question for you. I'm going to start with unpopular. We'll go Li, then my dad. We'll go Casey, then Jonathan. So the Yankees have had a good month of May.
Best record in all of baseball.
Best record in baseball in the month of May. They've made up some ground. But what do you guys think are the 4 or 5 keys to the rest of the season? What needs to happen for them to gain ground on Tampa and overtake them?
A few things. One is the health, right? We need to get our starting pitchers back. We need to get Carlos Rodon back. We need to make sure that Sevy can continue the stretch. I don't care. Your arm is barking, bro. We're running it.
Facts.
Stanton needs to kind of get going. He's a big part of this team. He needs to stay on the field. And to be honest, we need him in the outfield. We need to be able to rotate that DH spot. We have way too many infielders, and guys are starting to get hot. You got IKF starting to get hot. You got Jake Bauer starting to get hot. You got Willie Calhoun starting to get hot. So you need to be able to filter these guys in because you know what? 2 out of 3 are left-handed bats. And you know what? They can DH for you. Jake can play first base in the pinch for Riz and stuff like that. But, and honestly, we need Aaron Judge to continue to have an Aaron Judge season. He doesn't have to do what he did last year. You don't have to hit 63, try to beat it. But we do need a strong 45 home run season for him. We need him to hit 300. We need 120 RBIs. We need him to be that prototypical Aaron Judge MVP form. And to be honest, we need him to show up in October. Like, I get it where pitchers are pitching around him. No one wants Aaron Judge to beat you, but we also need to protect him. So that goes to the last point. The rest of the lineup needs to protect Aaron Judge. Have to. They, Gleyber Torres, Giancarlo Stanton. If Josh Donaldson is still with us, he needs to do it as well. Harrison Bader, we need to protect Judge because if you pitch around Aaron Judge and, you have 2, 3, 4 strikeout guys right behind him, there goes any rally. There's no need to pitch to him. So that's my take.
All right. Solid take.
All right.
Li, go ahead.
LI.
Same question going your way.
Pitching got to be good. You got to get some clutch hitting from anybody besides Aaron Judge. And we got to get Aaron Boone to be actually a smart manager the first time in his career and not be stupid. And not throw Albert Abreu in a 2-run game wanting to punt like Jimmy Gillen. But we need... I'm just stuck on Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone.
He's the key to the season, huh?
Yeah, he's the key. Because if Aaron Boone screws one thing up, it is over.
You know what, Li, and I'm gonna throw it over to Jerry after this. But if there's one thing that we need back, we need Celebrity Deathmatch to come back, because we need Aaron Boone to face off against Manny Acta. That way, Li Yankee King can have his ultimate matchup between Aaron Boone and Manny Acta. Jerry, same question going your way. What's your thoughts on that, brother?
Okay, number one, healthy. They have to stay healthy. We can't have in and out. Consistency, get clutch hitting, and move those runners up. Pitching, they have to go 6 or 7 innings, because we're burning out our pitching staff, our relievers, with trying to get 12 outs. We can't keep going like this. They have to pitch longer. Even Jeff Nelson mentioned it with Michael Kay, that in his days, the Yankees staff went 6 or 7 innings. Now we're getting 4 2/3 innings, 5 innings. And Nestor is a question mark now. Sevy, he better stay healthy, because he's a darn good pitcher. But what Sevy are we getting? Are we getting the one that pitches a couple of games and then he's on the IL? Or are we going to get the Sevy, that strikeout king? He can get those strikeouts, and because he's accurate. When he's on, he's untouchable. So that's.
I'm gonna add another question to you, Dad. So, do you think out of these 3 positions, what do you think is priority for going forward? Do we need a left fielder? Do we need a starting pitcher, or do we need a closer?
Actually, Todd, TC, we need all 3. Well,
you got to choose one.
I don't know
choose
if
one.
Volpe's
What's the
gonna
priority
stay at
going forward?
shortstop. I don't know if Volpe's going to stay at shortstop. If it wasn't for the magician, Anthony Rizzo, he'd have even more errors.
Yeah,
I like Volpe so much.
We talked about that.
He's conscientious. He's a go-getter, but the errors is going to kill him.
He can definitely fill his position, but making the throw accurately all the time, that's the problem. That's why I believe he would transition better as a second baseman than a shortstop, Jerry. So I'm right there with you. I want to throw it over to Casey and Jonathan as well. We'll circle back to unpopular opinion and Li, because I do like that question of what is more of a priority. So we'll get their opinions on it as well. But Casey, same 2 question that TC asked when it came to what do you think this team needs to improve the team, and what do you think is a priority for this team as well? Casey, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I think this is an agreement on everybody. Number one is health. Health is number one. You got to have a healthy team. You got to see what this team can do healthy day in and day out. That's number one. Number 2, I agree with my dad, is the starters need to give some length to save the bullpen. The bullpen is not effective as much when they're taxed. That's just a given. So the starting pitching needs to go into deeper into the games, hopefully with getting guys back. That'll help. And then last 3 is the team has to hit better in runners in scoring position. Batting .235 as a team with runners in scoring position will not win you a championship. So that has to be improved upon. And it's situational hitting that comes with, and the guys, hopefully as the season progresses,
not being one-dimensional,
they can do that. But I don't know. I haven't seen that in a long time. So we'll see. Hopefully they prove me wrong.
And I believe major league average as a whole with runners in scoring position is 240, if I'm not mistaken. So the Yankees are hitting under major league average. But if we want to win a championship, we got to hit better than major league average with runners in scoring position.
Absolutely.
We got to be close to 260 to 270. It's okay with being average in the major leagues, but you want to be far beyond average if you want to win a championship. If we can all agree with that. Casey, what's a priority for you? And let's throw it over to Jonathan, and let's circle back to Pop and Li.
This one's easy for me personally. It's a left fielder. The offense is the priority. The pitching can be worked out. They have guys, I think, that can fulfill those roles as a closer and a starting pitcher. Left fielder, number 1, no question.
Nice. All right. Crackle Nuts is in the building. My guy, Crackle Nuts, how you doing? Jonathan. Oh, we got James Cook in the building as well. Mr. James Cook. Salute. 3 capital S's. Hope all is well. Jonathan, same question going your way from TC, both of them. When it comes to what do you think this team needs in order to improve, because we did have the best record in all of May. And at the same time, when it comes to trade acquisitions or improving the team from a positional aspect, what's a priority in your mind? Go ahead, Jonathan.
I think they need the starting pitchers to go more than 5 innings on a consistent basis. They don't. I mean, basically every thought I had in my head, I heard in this panel. But they need the injured players. They need, I think, Hamilton. They need Hamilton back healthy. They need. I don't think Efros is going to be back this year, but he's a guy they could have helped. They could have been used this year.
Yeah, him and Trevino are out for the year.
Yeah,
and they need Nestor Cortez to figure out how he can go 6 innings on a consistent basis. Because if the one thing I would consider doing with Nestor Cortez is possibly using an opener before him and have him go after the opener, because he seems like he needs a little bit more time in the bullpen to warm up before the first batter of the game.
Yeah, I like that also. And if you look at it like this, if they were to have an opener start the game that's throwing like Jimmy Cordero 98 miles per hour, 99, and after 2 innings you bring in Nestor Cortez with his crafty, savvy lefty pitching, east to west style, it throws the hitters off, right? You have to deal with a flamethrower at first, and then Nestor. My apologies, Jonathan. Go ahead, brother.
In regards to Nestor Cortez, the way he's been playing this year, I think an opener like Cordero could help him and not put so much pressure on him to perform as a starter.
Agree.
And once we get a starter, a consistent starter from Nestor, or back to last year's Nestor, I think he will help the bullpen dramatically.
Also, Jonathan, what's a priority for you when it comes to additions to this team or upgrades? Left fielder, starting pitcher, or a solidified closer for that bullpen? Go ahead, Jonathan.
Well, I would say both left field and a closer. I mean, there's one guy in the minors. I don't have it up here, but I think he might be a starter in the minors, but he could possibly be a good closer. I don't remember what's
talking about Clayton Beater.
Maybe it's Clayton Beater, but maybe he's who I'm thinking, or the other pitcher. Who's the big starting pitcher in.
Well, Clayton Beater is the only one that I could tell who could transition. Not if you're talking about Matt Crook.
Crook, I think, could also be that closer type player. And I am disappointed that Crook was even sent down, because I think first of all, you're breaking his confidence. I mean, what type of team is that when you're pitching very well in the minors and the majors, and you get sent down for? I don't know. I don't know what that does to the guy's head, but I think Crook should be the closer.
No, agree. And like Sean Brown just said in the chat, Sean Browning, and appreciate you for this chat. Stop the prospects and give them a real shot. 100%.
They won't do it.
There should be no reason why Matt Crook didn't pitch in that game when the Yankees outscored Seattle and it was 8-3. And this is the one thing I talked about on the last show yesterday. Why was Michael King pitching 2 innings when the Yankees are already up 8-3? Use that time when you have a 5-run lead to bring in Matt Crook to see what he has. Because if the Yankees didn't use Michael King for 2 innings, we could have used them in extra innings instead of Ron Marinaccio. And with an off day on Thursday, you could have pitched Michael King 2 innings and have him have an off day on Thursday to be ready for the series against the Dodgers. Pop, I want to circle back to you and LA Yankee King before we get out of here. When it comes to priority, what are you prioritizing for this team, Pop?
Closer. I don't think the Yankees have ever won a World Series without a shutout closer, or at least close to close to. You know, we don't need
We need a
we don't
dominant
need-
closer.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need Mariano Rivera, but we do need someone that that's going to come in the 8th and the 9th, and it's going to
Reliable.
shut down that offense and give you guys a chance to come back and, you know, take the game, win the game, whatever it's a tie game or we're up. You know, we need a closer. We don't have it. The closer by committee thing is not working. Aaron Boone cannot manage bullpen. We need someone that he knows that in the 9th, 8th and 9th inning, this is my guy. He could play all that domino shit, you know, with everyone else to set him up, but we need a closer.
Besides the Yankees, I don't think the closer by the committee actually won any team a World Series. Over the past 20 years, since we've seen more of a closer by committee, I don't remember a team winning a World Series that didn't have a closer already solidified as their closer. It's not coming off the top of my head. But L.I. Yankee King, I want to circle back to you when it comes to prioritizing either a left fielder, a starting pitcher, or a closer for this team. What are you keeping your eyes out on for L.I.?
I'm prioritizing left field, definitely. Because the left field has a 66 WRC plus.
203 batting average.
Awful. That ranks 30th.
Yeah. Sad.
The batting average is barely above the Mendoza line. It's 9 points over the Mendoza line. 9.
Bad.
And they knew that was the problem going into the season. They still haven't fixed it.
Exactly. And that's the thing. They like TC just said, they knew that was an issue going into the season. They decided to go with a platoon of Oswald Cabrera and Aaron Hicks. And right now on June 2nd, Aaron Hicks is with Baltimore. He's injured, and Oswald Cabrera is back at Scranton. So when it comes to the left field, I agree with L.I. and I agree with whoever else that said that left field is a priority, and we need to upgrade our left field. Whether that be internally, like Unpopular Opinion wants to do, or going out there to get a left fielder. I think that is the number one priority for this team. Jonathan, you wanted to add something else before we get out of here?
Yeah. The question about left field with Jason Dominguez batting, starting to hit in the minor league, do you think they bump him up and make him the left fielder?
I think we would see him, like I was talking about with Unpopular Opinion. If he has a solid month of June at AA, I think by July he should be at AAA. And if he has a solid July and August in AAA, if he hits about 280 to 300 in AAA, I could see the Yankees rolling the dice and seeing if they can use him in September.
The last guy they moved from AA to the majors was Cervelli.
Yeah. Yeah, in the middle of the season. You're absolutely right about that. But guys, we have reached that time. It is 12:31 right now. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another fine episode of The Morning Brew. I want to shout out the fellas that joined the open panel. Unpopular Opinion, L.I. Yankee King, Jerry Cadell, Casey Funtime, Jonathan, appreciate all of you fellas for showing up for the open panel and giving you great insight on the team. Like always, my co-host TC Stills. I am your guy Hector. Any last words from the panel? Anybody want to close this out specifically? Oh, where they all go?
Where they go?
I know they're still here.
Any predictions? Any predictions for today?
There they go. Last predictions. Yeah, last predictions for today's game. We'll start with Unpopular Opinion. Jerry, Casey, and Jonathan. Go ahead, Pop.
Sevy is gonna shove today. 7 innings, shutout. We're gonna beat up on Kershaw. Yeah, I think Sevy. He sees the money. He sees the money, and this is a big market, and he's gonna show out and show up.
Not like that one. Jerry, last thoughts?
I don't know about the offense because we got Stanton and Donaldson. It's going to take a while before they get off the ground. Expect a lot of strikeouts.
2 home runs for
I'm a
Stanton.
great Yankee fan, but boy, I'll tell you, I hate
Expect
those
a lot
strikeouts.
Don't worry, Jerry. When Josh Donaldson pops up to third base, he's gonna do a bat flip in your honor. All right, Jerry. Don't worry about that.
If he gets on base.
Yeah. KC, last thoughts for today's game. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Sevy's pitched good his last 2 outings, so if he can make it 3 in a row, we're in good shape. I think the new lineup will score some runs. Outside of, that shutout against Seattle, the other games, they scored 10 runs, so let's keep it going. Pick to click, IKF, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Pick to click.
IK Bonds.
Like that. IK Bonds.
Valuable
Jonathan, last thoughts for today's game before we get out of here, brother.
I think they need to work. They need to hit on Kershaw early and make the pitch count go quickly. Give him the Pedro Martinez treatment.
Yep.
Copy. Agree. TC, what's your thoughts for you, bro?
Yeah, we gotta jump on him early. I see my pick to click Stanton's gonna go yard 2 times, and it's gonna spark the team. I'm gonna say 7-2 Yankees. Sevy's gonna go 7.
Nice.
For me,
I like that.
I'm jumping on the bandwagon of the Luis Severino going 7 innings. I think Luis Severino is going to have a strong game, like my guy Pop said earlier. But I think the Yankees will take this one. Look out for the good matchup between Aaron Judge and Mookie Betts. You know, that's going to be the storyline when it comes to this game. Giancarlo Stanton being back home in LA. Don't be surprised if he gets a hold of one and hits a home run off of Jiggerman Puerto. But I appreciate all of you guys. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you show up for the open panel next Friday because you're going to have all these fellas giving their amazing takes on this team. Like always, join me and my co-host TC Stills on Monday. Catch me on nyynewstv later on today at 4 p.m. for Get Yanked. But like always, peace.
Really, y'all don't